the term theatre, what do you think of when somebody says it to you?
I mean, so I'm not going to lie. My initial reaction is to panic and freak out when someone asks that question. That's like I think that is like an actor's worst nightmare, that question. You are asked it everywhere, like drama school, like whatever. But if I was to put an answer, I didn't want to write down an answer, because I know that I would have written down something that I just didn't mean, just to sound clever. So I think what theatre for me means is, oh God, it's gonna sound awful in any way I say it anyway. A lot of things happen in the world, and we're facing them visually this year, especially. And theatre can either highlight those or escape you from those as well. So we are as powerful as politicians, and we can also allow people to escape from their lives and enjoy someone else's for an hour and 30 minutes or however long it is. But you see theatre wherever you go, you know. But whenever you see on the news, there's always adverts, there's always, you know, theatre there. You go to the protests and there's singing and there's speeches, and it's all theatre.
Yeah.
You know, theatre isn't confined to just four walls, especially as we know now, that we physically can't allow it to be confined into four walls, because we're not allowed to do that anymore. So theatre's going to change. We're going to see a lot more immersive theatre. We're going to see a lot more street theatre. And it's everywhere we go. It's in the music that we listen to. It's in the poems that we hear. It's on the TV.
I think like you like you say, you can go on forever about it, because it is a term for so many. It's an umbrella term, isn't it, for so many other things?
Yeah, it is. It's yes, it is.
And lots of things are theatrical, aren't they? Like you were saying, you know, whether you mean to be or not, when you're giving a speech at a school, you know, it can be very theatrical. Whether you're, you know, like you say, on the news, that's theatrical, because sometimes whether you mean to be or not, just because you're performing a piece of theatre doesn't mean to say that's the only visual representation of theatre.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's storytelling, right?
Yeah.
And that's all it is. Just because it's been put on a stage doesn't make it any less theatre than when we're sitting in the park with our friends and we've got our beer in hand or our tinny, and we're like, oh yeah, and then she was like this. So I was like, oh my God, yeah, I'm totally like that. Like, that's theatre, you know. That's
Yeah.
That's theatre. You're entertaining people, and it's through a story. Politicians do it. They will tell a story because they're looking to move someone.
Yeah.
It's all theatre.
Definitely. And did you always want to be involved in the industry when you were growing up? Is this what you always wanted to do?
No, not at all. I distinctly remember when I was about 6 years old, I was on a caravan holiday in Devon, and I was bored out my brain, absolutely bored out my brain. And my mom, because obviously you're really confined in, and this was before like being on your phone or being on a Game Boy or whatever. We just used to like feed the badgers. That's what we used to do. Top tip for anyone who feeds badgers: they love Snacker Jacks. Is what I've learned. Salt and vinegar, genuinely their favourite Snacker Jack, 100%. But where was I going with that? Badgers, yes. So that's what we did, right? And I got bored. I don't think the badgers were out at the moment because they only come out at night, right? So my mum said, right, why don't you list all the jobs that you want to do? And I was like 7. I was like, I don't know what jobs there are. So I remember distinctly that acting or being an actor was about 7th on the list.
Okay.
And number 1 was archaeologist. I don't know whether that's because I knew what it meant or it was just a really long word and I thought that's a job. And then number 2 was spy. Yeah, I mean, I think if I could still be a spy now, I would be. And I can't remember what 3, 4, 5, and 6 were. But I think I just stumbled on acting because then I could be all 7 of them, right?
Definitely. Oh my gosh. So where did it go from there then? Did you do Amdram and stuff when you were in school, or how did you progress from that number 7 from the list?
It first started with a Shakespeare performance. We did like a school. So this was like when I was 13, 14. So I forgot about that list. That list was thrown to the badgers. It was gone. Yeah, so then I was enrolled, or I can't remember how I got involved with it, but they did like a Shakespeare school festival at my secondary school.
Yeah.
And my drama teacher must have saw that. They always see that you've got a liking for drama or whatever. And why didn't you do it? So I thought, all right, what's to lose? So we did Julius Caesar. Okay. And I can't even remember, I don't know if there was an audition or what, but I was playing Brutus. And yeah, I think that's when it just came alive, really. That's when it started kicking off. I remember my mum and my brother being like, where on earth did that voice come from when he came out on stage? I mean, it's great hearing a bunch of 14-year-old brummies speaking Shakespeare as well. Like, that's the dream. That's the dream for Shakespeare. I mean, I guess it was Shakespeare, right? But that's where it kind of kicked off. And I think they was just blown away with that I could speak so eloquently. So just with presence on the stage at 14, and then so that's where it kicked off, I think. Then went into musical theatre, and now I've done a full circle back into acting.
Awesome. So where did you study then?
So my first sort of theatre sort of study was Birmingham Ormiston Academy, or BOA, and I was the first year that they founded. This was college, so I was the first year, and they were the best 2 years of my life. I genuinely believe that. So started out in musical theatre there, then went to ArtsEd to train in musical theatre for a year. Spent 4 years out to sort of realign, reassess. A lot of stuff went on in those 4 years, and then had the opportunity to then go back to ArtsEd and study acting at ArtsEd, which was again another great 3 years.
Awesome. So you kind of like did a full circle. Started with
100%.
And then, so would you say acting is where you want to be now?
It's certainly an avenue. I don't want to limit myself to just one thing. I'm really into. I'm writing quite a bit now as well. So, like, of course, I've always wanted to be. Well, I haven't always wanted to be an actor. You've heard about my badger story. I've not always wanted to be an actor, but I've always found a joy and a passion in acting. But I'm very grateful of my musical theatre training as well. But I just think personally how boring it would be to just stick in one thing. Like, that's not what life is about. Like, if I had to just be an actor, I'd get incredibly bored. I want to be a writer. I want to direct. I want to do musicals. I want to wherever it takes me, because then you still have fun in that.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well, like, it's all one big mishmash for me. I mean, like, I have a theatre company. They're all kids, and like, obviously I will write stuff for them, but then you've got to put your director hat on, and then in the evenings then it's like, right, you're going to be a singer now, and you're going to sing for this group of people, and like, so so you do kind of have to have that hat, if you like, put it
Absolutely.
on often. yeah, I think if you've got enjoyment just within the arts in general, I think like that's the best from my point of view anyway. That's like the best that you could be. So the fact that you've had training in both areas, and the fact that you're doing writing and stuff now as well, it's like, you know, give it all a go. Do it. Why not?
Why not? Why not? I mean, I'm only like 24, so like, I've got plenty of years to do. I mean, who knows what I might be when I'm 30, 40, 50. That's the whole part of it. It's the journey of it, really.
Yeah, definitely. Always something around the corner. You know, it might you might not get what they call your big break. You might not be in Hollywood. You might not be, but you're still doing something that you love and you enjoy, right?
I mean that's it. Like, that is the essence of it, really. We put a really big attachment to the word success, but there is no definition of success because it's different for everyone. Success is, for me, doing something that I enjoy every single day and consistently, you know, and we do. I say this now, but I know when I was like 18, 19 or whatever, I was like, nah, success is like Hollywood, like you say, like LA. Now I want to be sporting them. And obviously there's going to be an element of that because, like, we're actors, we're attention seekers. but it's just to what you put it. Like, we do have such an attachment to failure and success. We have an attachment to, if I decide that I want to do something else, then I failed in the thing that I originally set out to do. And which was number 7 on my list of 14-year-old Sam's jobs of what he wanted to do. Like, how ludicrous is that? Like, but we do put this, like, if I don't do what I originally set out to do, which is implanted in us in education, which from however old upwards, like, you have to choose your career at 11 years old. Like, who knows what they want to do at 11 years old? Like, but people, like, I mean, some people do, right? I know there's a lot of people that do, but a lot of people don't. And if we get attached to that idea of I can't do anything else because I've set out to do this and I'm a failure if I don't do it, then we're missing this whole array of opportunities that we could have done and could have succeeded in. So I think we need to let go of that attachment of failure and that attachment of success as well.
Definitely. Have you got a favourite song or lyric that you love?
I've got it from now on. I mean, I know that you set some questions, and you'll know from now on that I can't stick to one thing. So I'm going to ask you right now, because I'll have to choose because I've written them down. Can I say 2, or do I have to stick with 1?
Oh, of course you can say 2.
All right, wicked. Okay, cool. Again, did struggle with this question, just because music is such a big influence in my life. So when I think about what is the best, like, lyric or thing that resonates with me, I'm like, oh my god, there's so many. But oh my god, I've just thought of another. Oh, okay, no, all right, okay, right. Now I'm gonna have to like dilute it. So I think my first one, the one that I wrote down originally was the first 3 lines of Sir Duke by Stevie Wonder. Just purely because I think, especially in this time, it's so resonant. I mean, I'll say it out loud. I mean, music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand, with an equal opportunity for all to sing, dance, and clap their hands. And I'm like, what? Like the soul in that first line of that song, and just in those 4 lines, you're like, oh my god, you just summed up not only just music but the world. You know, we have these things that tie us together, and yeah, to me that's just beautiful. It's like, and I mean, you'll hear when you hear the song as well. I mean, most of you will probably like know it, but like, it's got that, like, just that positivity and soul behind it that you're like, why are we divided? I mean, or why just it's music, man. But like it's just such a beautiful, harmonious lyric to start a song off about music. And yeah, I think that's one of my favorite songs ever. Stevie Wonder is one of my favorite artists ever. He brings such a soul to his music. So then we'll oppose that with a bit of Arctic Monkeys, just because they were like my childhood, and this song was actually the alarm clock of my it was my alarm clock when I was getting up ready for school. But I think it's not more the lyrics, but it's actually just the song itself that really sort of like it just reminds me of Birmingham and like going out for a night out. It's from the Roots of the Rubble. So it's all about like, you know, I'm going out on the town, like last night these two bouncers and going like obviously it's not, you know, and like for me I'm like, yeah, that's Birmingham for me. I mean, I know they're Sheffield, but like that's what I grew up as. I grew up as like my mom's gonna hear this, so I mean confession time, but but like going out on the town and that, and like oh my god, I can't believe I've just said that. Oh, she's gonna oh my god, right, a phone call is gonna be impending with that. But that's what it was like. It was like, right, we're going out, like this is like when we're most free, like, you know, you had no responsibilities at 16, and we're going out, we're having a good time with all our mates. So there's my two. I'm not going to say that third one because it has no lyrics. So it was ridiculous of me to even think of it.
And what has been your favourite or the best show that you've ever seen as an audience member? Because obviously it's very different, isn't it? Watching it from an audience point of view as to being in the show. So what would you say were your favourite or favourites if you've got more than one?
Thank you, because it was two. It's really difficult when you are an actor or a creative, because no matter what you go and see, you're picking that show apart. You are not watching just characters on a stage. You're watching actors playing characters on a stage. So you're watching everything, and sometimes that can kind of detach you from the story you're listening to, and sometimes that can take you out of the moment when you're supposed to be feeling that moment, especially if, let's say, you just come from a class, or you're not particularly in the right headspace. You go, right, this is where I shut off and I escape to this world. You can sort of inevitably be like, right, well, wow, that's good. That's like, you know, like I'm watching all of it and picking it apart. But one show that actually the floodgates opened and I could not stop crying for like probably like the 6 hours that it was on, and that was The Inheritance. And like, oh my god, like, and like there came a point where I can't even remember what part I started, but you know when you just like you don't even realize you're crying until you're literally like dripping. Like you've just been to Alton Towers and you're on the log flume or whatever, like it is coming down you. And like I just remember sitting there like not blinking at all. I just didn't want to miss a single thing. I was just like so engrossed in it. And by the end, like I was just gone. Like I was practically sobbing. That was one that really, really, really got to me, because that's my kind of theatre. My kind of theatre is seeing human lives and human stories. But then to contradict that with my second option, it was actually an arts ed performance of Kiss of the Spider Woman, and oh my god, it changed my life. It was the first show that I was like, oh my god, that was wicked. Like that was it. Like it was done in the round. It was in a studio theatre. It was dark. All these, you know, hunk art said chiseled men were out singing. I was like, oh my god, you can be like that and sing and be cool and look hot and whatever. And the performances were incredible. And I distinctly remember one bit where, I mean, it's so drama school, it hurts. But they all like were all singing and doing their song. I can't remember what song it was. But they just like all of them got in a line and just sprinted towards you, and you were like, oh, this is like theatre. I've only ever seen Jack and the Beanstalk at, you know, Sutton Town Hall, or but now I'm seeing people run at me. This is so different. This is so cool. And I was like, oh my god, I'm honestly, and then obviously the Arts Editors are the most talented, hard-working. I say this as if I'm speaking to myself. I don't mean that. I mean the musical theatre a lot. They show so much strength and resilience, and I don't know how they get up every single morning, because I'd be done after one day. But yeah, they're all incredibly talented, and that show was just insane.
Amazing. Two very different shows.
Yeah, two very different shows, but that's good. I like that. I like that. So well.
If you could do a road trip, where would you go and who would you take with you?
So I think the one that stood down for me, I think I'd go to Asia. I think I'd do a road trip around Asia, and I'd have to take my girlfriend, and I would have to take my mom as well, which I don't think, I think they'd like to kind of go with me on their own, but they're both coming with me. Yeah, we'd just tour all around it. I've never been to Asia. It's somewhere that has always been somewhere that I've sort of connected with, and I felt a pull towards. So I feel like that's where I would go.
Amazing. And what have you been up to in lockdown? What has kept you busy?
So I have my own theatre company. So I have Texan Theatre that we've really started to grow in this lockdown period. So we were originally going to be having our debut play before lockdown happened, which obviously that didn't go ahead. So we're rearranging that to see what else we can do. But we've also been holding our own podcasts, and we have just finished our sort of charity evening. So we teamed up with a production company and brought together an evening of live theatre over Zoom. But it starred just incredible people: Annette Badland, Adjoa Ando, Donna Kroll, like these incredible actors. And it was just a wonderful night. We all raised it for Acting for Others, and raised about £1,500 for it as well. So it was a really, really good and successful night. And for such a good cause as well. Acting for Others are incredible.
Yeah, amazing. Awesome. So you've been really busy.
I have. It hasn't. Well, it has felt like a lockdown, but I wouldn't be able to stay still. I just couldn't. I wouldn't allow myself to stay still. So we have been really busy, and it's been an incredible time. It came at the right time to start building and you know, making use of the time that we had.
Amazing. And after lockdown is released, what is it that you're going to be doing?
So I mean, we've got something that that's in the works already. I don't know how much I can say on that, but also we are looking to move our shows to a more immersive style and figure out how we can do that and bring back theatre. So one of our ideas is that we will be on fields or, you know, warehouses, places where we can socially distance, but in an attempt to start to bring theatre back, because if we don't, then it's gone. So we need to find ways to bring it back bit by bit and gradually, but incline.
Amazing. Awesome. Sounds fantastic. Well, good luck with it. I hope you succeed in doing that, because we need it. We need theatre back.
We do. We are missing it. I think everyone's missing it.
Yeah, we are. Oh, thank you so much for chatting with me. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you. I hope everything goes well. I hope all of your podcasts have gone well.
Yeah, they have. I mean, technology is great. Everyone always says to me, "Oh, you're young. I'm sure you're brilliant at technology." I'm not.
No, me either.
Clue. So yeah, that's been a bit of a challenge, but everyone's been lovely and really kind, and I've chatted to so many amazing people. I've been a bit lucky actually with it.
Great.
In fab. So what I'll do is when it goes up, I'll send you the link to it.
Perfect.
Awesome. Amazing. Thank you so much, and take care of yourselves, and
you too.
Yeah, stay safe.
Lovely. All right. Stay
See
safe.
bye.
See you later.
Thanks so much, Sam. Fantastic interview. The guests keep coming. So make sure you tune in next time for more great chat. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.